Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on my 30 days on keto beginner's experience. If you're not familiar with keto, it's short for the ketogenic diet or the ketogenic lifestyle of eating, and I have been doing this for a little over a month, so I wanted to go over my experiences and what progress I've made, just what kind of changes I've seen in my body, in my weight, and in everything else. So if you are interested in hearing about my experiences on keto, just keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to discuss is why I started keto. Now, I've never really been one to go on like these fad diets like South Beach, Whole30, Atkins, like any of these diets that I've heard about before, mainly because I knew once you kind of stopped doing a diet that you automatically, gain your weight back. I remember my brother doing Atkins for a while and he dropped so much weight, but then as soon as he stopped doing it, it just automatically gained all the weight back. I was really looking for something to make a lifestyle change. One, yes, to lose weight, to look better and feel better, and two, for just stomach issues that I have been struggling with for years. I have a sensitive stomach, and I thought I was lactose intolerant. I tried to eat mainly vegetarian/vegan for a while because I thought maybe it was animal products that just my body couldn't digest well. And so every time I made kind of a lifestyle change to the way I was eating, it wasn't really helping me. And the last reason why I started this was because I noticed that I had been overloading on carbs. I could literally just live off of bread. I could have bread for every meal, pasta as well, and I could eat it every day, which obviously isn't good for you. Too much of anything isn't good for you, but obviously it's not good for you, especially me knowing that I have a history of diabetes in my family. And I didn't want to be the next person in my family to have to go through all that and take medication for the rest of my life and check my blood levels every day and all that craziness. So I knew I needed to make a change. So the next thing is how I got started on keto. Well, it all started when I was down in Miami. My husband and I had driven down to spend Thanksgiving with our families down there, and as you may know, going on a road trip or just, being on, what is with the loud noises? Being on the road for a long time, just driving for hours and hours, you get bored and you are snacking constantly. And when you stop to get something to eat, most of the time what's available is fast food and junk food. It takes us about 2 days to drive down and then two days to drive back up. So on those 2 days each way, it was constant snacking and drinking. I don't drink a lot of coffee, so I'll have sodas for the caffeine, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner is always some sort of fast food stop. So it wasn't good. And for Thanksgiving, our families, bless them, they all want us to spend Thanksgiving with them, which we try to accommodate, and we end up going to everyone's house for Thanksgiving. So we start off with dinner at Steven's mom's. So we have an early Thanksgiving lunch with them. Then we go to Steven's dad and have an early Thanksgiving dinner with them. And then we go to my mom's house and have a late Thanksgiving dinner with her. So it's a lot of eating, it's a lot of just not the healthiest choices, especially during the holidays. So once we got back to New York, after all that, I felt heavy and I felt like I needed to do something. It just, I needed to make some kind of changes in the way we were eating. So while we were down in Miami, I had also weighed myself for the first time in a while. We were at a public supermarket which is a big grocery chain down in the southeast. I weighed myself at one of those big scales that they have at the entrance of the store, and I stepped on the scale and it said 175 pounds. And when I saw 175, I was kind of shocked. It's not, I guess, the worst number to hear. Not saying that, you know, if you weigh 175 pounds, you're fat or obese or whatever. It was a lot for me. I had never seen that number on a scale before, and it just really opened up my eyes to what I had been doing to my body for the last however months. Once we got back to New York, I weighed myself at the gym and I saw 180, and that made me feel even worse. So I started off slow. I didn't immediately start like a keto diet and cut off everything that a typical keto diet, you know, entails. I started off slow by just cutting out carbs. So no more pasta, no more pizza, no more rice, any of that. And I started noticing like just that I didn't necessarily lose weight, or maybe I did, but I mainly just felt like less bloated, less heavy, and it felt better. So I started doing some more homework on the keto diet and reading about like the benefits and what I would have to do, what I could eat, what I could not. And then the holidays came. And then there was Christmas and New Year's and all the times that you want to, you know, enjoy a nice carb-full meal of deliciousness. So I had my setbacks during that time, and that's it. No other excuse. I just wanted to enjoy it for the holidays. Yeah. But then January came, and it wasn't my New Year's resolution to lose weight. Like, I didn't have a specific number. I just wanted to keep going, you know, with the better decisions that I was making. But I did my homework on the keto diet. I started, you know, I cut out all my sugar, even fruits. Like, I cut down my carbs to minimal carbs. I wasn't counting. I was doing kind of like the lazy version of the keto diet, but I was having barely any carbs except for like vegetables. At the beginning stage of the ketogenic diet, you feel weak and fatigued and you get symptoms of the keto flu. So they recommended not, you know, exerting yourself at the gym, kind of taking it slow. So I did. And I was also having cheat meals. I started off by saying, okay, well, you know, Monday through Saturday I will eat like this, and then Sunday is when I will have my, you know, my cheat day or my, you know, cheat meal for dinner, and we would order a pizza, or we would go out and I would have, you know, a burger with fries. So that did not help. Moving on. My progression throughout these 30 days. I've never been one to really eat a lot of high fat protein, whether it's beef or fish. Like, I'll have it every once in a while, but I'm used to eating just mainly chicken. Even when it's like ground meat, it's usually ground turkey. You know, I'll have salmon every once in a while, but that's something that I learned that I was needing to add more of. You know, more avocados, just like better fats. I changed out like I changed out the oils that I was cooking and eating with, and switched over to avocado oil, started cooking with butter a little bit more. I started increasing the intensity and the weights when I'm working out. So I've been trying to, you know, run a little faster or jog a little faster when I'm doing cardio, do a little bit more weight as I do my sets doing weights. For any sugar cravings, I've substituted now to dark chocolate, and I like, well, not necessarily like, but I've been having Lily's chocolate, which is made with a stevia sweetener, and I think her chocolates are anywhere from like 50 to 70, maybe more percent like cacao. So it's like richer, like dark chocolate, not like the crap that you got when you like buy Hershey's or the stuff that I would eat. And I was never a big sweet tooth. I never really craved sweets or candy, chocolate. But when I did, I could have like a small piece and I would be satisfied. Not like carbs. Like I could eat like an entire loaf of bread. But for sweets, I could have like a small piece of chocolate or a candy bar or something, and I would be fine. Like that was enough. But I noticed that my body craved sugar in the form of carbs, like in the form of bread and pasta. I've cut out my weekly cheat meals. The last couple of weeks, I noticed that I don't crave the cheat meals as much. I've also felt like I've been less hungry throughout the day. When I was on a mainly like carb loaded diet, I would snack throughout the day. Now I feel like I eat my breakfast. Sometimes I'll have nuts or something because I know I haven't had enough fats, but otherwise it's like I'm not hungry. I'm not as hungry throughout the day. I'm not looking for snacks in the fridge. I'm not going and constantly like opening up the fridge or the cabinets looking for something to munch on. So next I want to talk about the side effects of keto. I've definitely noticed some side effects even just right away the first few days. Actually I would say like the first 2 days I was fine, I was good, but about the third or fourth day I noticed coming up the stairs that I was getting like short of breath. I live on a second floor walk up, and I've lived here for over a year and never gotten tired just coming up the stairs. And I was doing it like not carrying groceries, not carrying anything with me, just coming up like after walking my dogs, and I noticed that I was like getting tired once I got to the top. I was feeling dizzy standing up or getting out of bed, and that's been actually getting more frequent as of lately. I did have a lack of focus and forgetfulness. I don't know if that's something new. I think I've always had issues with that, but I've noticed it, and that is something that was mentioned that could happen like through beginning keto. I didn't necessarily get the keto flu. I didn't get it as bad. Like I said, I wasn't overexerting myself with workouts, so that was definitely helpful. Although I did feel like I didn't have enough electrolytes, so I started uptaking my my salt intake. I started adding a little more salt to my food, to my salads, to veggies, because I felt like I also wasn't drinking enough water. And in the mornings I would wake up, and I still do, I still feel so thirsty when I wake up. Like my mouth is so dry. Next is, what were the hardest parts for me? For me, the hardest parts about doing keto has been no bread and no soda. I love me some ice cold like Coke with nice full glass of ice, and bread. Like I said, I could live off of bread for every meal. I could have it for snacks, I could have it for anything. Like that was my go-to. Like I would rather have a roll for dessert than have like a piece of cake. Like I just do. So that has probably been like the hardest thing. I substituted seltzer waters and sparkling waters for soda, and so far it's been okay. I don't miss soda as much anymore, but at the beginning I did. It's been hard to get enough healthy fats or healthy fatty proteins in my diet because, like I mentioned, I've never been too big on like fatty, beef, pork, fatty fish, Used to having those once in a while, but I mainly ate chicken and like ground turkey. So even bacon I would have like once every maybe few months. Had like a couple of slices for a few days, then I was like done for a week, then I had a couple more slices for a few days, and then I was done with it again. The third thing that I think was probably the hardest to deal with was convenience. If you're out and you're getting lunch, you know, either, you know, with friends, by yourself, whatever, it's so convenient to just either like grab a sandwich. If you're getting something with a side, most of the time it's like a potato or fries or something like that. So having to switch that up for like broccoli or some kind of other veggie or something, it's a little inconvenient and sad. Or even just for snacks, you know, grab a protein bar, grab a granola bar, but it's loaded in carbs and sugar. So I think the convenience of packaged foods or just food when you're out, that was something that I struggled with. That's why I've been cooking at home more. I've just been able to control what I can eat. I know what I can and cannot buy at the grocery store. So when I come home, like I just fill our fridge with stuff that I can eat. So when I go and open the fridge door, I see like, okay, like this is what I have to choose from. I don't need to like think about not being able to eat that. So some of the benefits that I've had with keto. For years I've suffered with IBS, and for years I also thought I was lactose intolerant. I don't know if it just turns out I wasn't, but I've been having cheese on a regular basis, almost daily, and my stomach has been okay. Like I haven't been taking lactate pills anymore. I've been having not a lot of dairy, but mainly just like cheeses. And I've been fine. I think a lot of my IBS and like bloating issues have gone away. I don't know if necessarily like this is a remedy for it or anything, probably not. But for me, maybe the carbs and the gluten and starches and all that affected my stomach, and this definitely has helped my stomach issues down a lot. Like I mentioned at the beginning of my keto journey, I was 180 pounds. I then weighed myself 30 something days later at the end of January, and I was 160. It goes up and down now every day, like 1 or 2 pounds. I didn't see a difference in like the size clothes that I would wear. I just feel like I felt better in the clothes that I already wear. Like my clothes didn't feel as tight. I felt like my pants were just a little bit looser, or they felt like they fit better than they had the last few months. I don't think I noticed any weight loss in my legs or my arms, maybe a little bit in my face, but my trouble area is normally my midsection anyway, and I think that's where I saw the main difference. I have some pictures here that I'll insert for you. It's a little humbling, to say the least, to put these out there on the internet, but I definitely think it's important to show a before and after of just my progress. And last, I want to give you guys some tips if you are thinking about starting keto, or if you are already in keto. Here are some recommendations that have helped me in the beginning process. Definitely drink lots of water and increase your salt intake. We lose a lot of electrolytes, and sometimes we can't get those back by drinking certain things. So upping your salt intake, and then just drinking lots of water throughout the day to make sure that you don't get your dry mouth, just to stay hydrated, to make sure that your body is working efficiently. Just drink lots and lots of water. I've heard bone broth is extremely good for electrolytes. So I haven't had any yet, but I want to pick some up next time I'm at the grocery store. Really listen to your body, to how you feel. Don't overexert yourself. I definitely think that I would have gotten the keto flu symptoms a lot worse had I just gone from 0 to 180 and gone to the gym 5 times a week and gone hardcore in my workouts. And last, like I mentioned about the inconvenience of keto-friendly snacks out there, take healthy snacks with you on the go. Just take some nuts, take some peanut butter, take whatever you enjoy, take it in a little Ziploc bag, throw it in your purse, throw it in your workout bag. Having those healthy keto snacks with you on the go helps you to not have any slip-ups. Yeah, I know I'll never get back into like my high school jeans or even like my early 20s, you know, clothes sizes, and that's okay. I'm not really looking to do so. I just want to feel good in the clothes that I already have and possibly look good in some new clothes. But yeah, that is so far my 30-day beginning keto journey. I hope this gives somebody out there a little inspiration that if they're looking to begin keto or even just make some lifestyle changes, that this can, you know, happen for you too. I hope to get better on my keto journey and to get healthier and more fit. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any keto tips that you would like to share, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.